Hey guys, TR-197 again with some more Hazel madness. This time the 144 scale high grade Noodle Century Hazel 2 from the Advance of Zeta series. For the color scheme, we get the traditional Titans one consisting of a lot of black and very dark blue. Then we have little bits of red and orangey yellow on it, but other than that, we also have some white going on, mainly with the backpack. And also these spots on his shoulders. And finally we also get standard issue gray for the joints, the hands, and on the boosters on the back right there. Then for stickers, the sticker sheet is slightly bigger than that of the regular Hazels, but there is a very good reason for that. Now of course we have the metallic green ones, a lot of them, and they look absolutely gorgeous. We have the two sensor ones at the bottom of the legs. We have a V-fin crotch right there, which surprisingly enough in the previous Hazels was not given as a sticker. We have, of course, the eyes, we have the main camera. The back camera is not given as a sticker, but you can cut it out yourself because, well, a lot of leftover metallic green stuff. This thing right here is for the spare mohawk that we're getting, which you can use to make an alternate version of the Hazel 2. And then when we turn it around, we get some more nice metallic green right there. We get two gray ones, which wrap around for this right here. This, I guess, can kind of be scratched up to, you know, remold syndrome. And then finally, we also get metallic green ones for the scopes. And believe it or not, the metallic green one for the scope was not given in the original Hazels. Only the Hazel 2 gives you this sticker. Surprisingly enough, because it's always so cool to have the metallic green scope on a beam rifle, or just any kind of rifle for that matter. And I almost forgot about that metallic green one that was a bit tucked away. Then this thing being a Hazel, we of course also get a bunch of marking stickers. We get bunnies galore. This one is actually used for a variant of the Hazel 2, yet another variant you can make with the Hazel 2. And then we have the Titans test team symbols, both sides of the shoulder. We have Titans test teams there on the boosters. On the back we have a bigger Titans test team sticker, another Titans test team sticker, and just in case you weren't sure, this is a mecha. And then finally there's also a Titans test team sticker on the shield. On to articulation. The head goes up nicely, down, chicken movement, backwards and forwards, rotates around all the way, but you gotta be a bit careful with the V-fin and with the extra antenna sticking out. There's a lot of stuff to break, so just be careful with that. Then the arms rotate around all the way, go up nicely like that, forwards on a hinge a little bit, and backwards slightly, and we'll rotate around below the shoulder, bend at the elbow at glorious double joints. Hands are on ball joints, we'll wiggle around, turn around, and do everything a ball joint does. And we'll rotate around all the way at the waist, and depending on how much you extend it, we'll go forwards nicely and backwards very nicely as well. The legs go forward all the way like that, backwards until they hit the back skirt. Front skirt, as always, molded together, can be separated. Legs go outwards very nicely, rotate around, bend at the knee at two joints for a little bit over 90 degrees. The feet are double jointed, ball joint at the top, flip flop, hinge joint at the bottom, like that. Of course, the ankle guards also go up and down. The feet go side to side nicely and rotate around all the way on that ball joint. Also backwards a little bit like that. And then we get to the backpack, because believe it or not, this thing is actually pretty articulated. The booster goes up all the way like that, down just on a simple hinge joint. Then we have some rotation right there. It doesn't go further forwards than that, but does go backwards all the way. These actually go in and out, something I really wasn't expecting. And then something I also wasn't expecting is forwards and backwards rotation movement. I mean, this kind of articulation definitely was not something that I was expecting. Overall, the articulation is pretty damn good, especially for the time and throwing in that booster. So for accessories, let's start off with what's already on the machine, the beam saber. We get one beam saber blade, fits in there absolutely perfectly, and then also fits into the hand absolutely perfectly. The one thing I really like about these hands is that it's kind of like the obvious evolution from those older style hands we used to get with like the Zeta Gundam, where the beam saber and the hand were all just one piece. And here they finally realized that we don't really like our beam sabers and our hands in the same color, and that they were an absolute nightmare to paint. And they look very nice. And on top of that, it's an absolute perfect fit. That beam saber is not going to go anywhere except in a Xeon Remnant. Then for ranged options, the first thing it comes with is the standard issue Gym Rifle with the usual Hazel trigger finger hand. The ball joint is not at an angle as opposed to some of the later model kits that will also come with a Gym Rifle, such as the Gym Custom and the Nemo, but as you can see, it holds it pretty much exactly the same way as the Gym Custom or the Nemo. So just because it's not on a ball joint, you don't have to worry. Also, is able to hold on to it very securely, not going anywhere, not popping out on this thing. And then the other ranged option it comes with is the usual Hazel beam rifle with removable ammo clip and a movable handle. And just as with the other Hazels that come with the beam rifle, it also has extra ammo clips that can be attached to the side skirts. Now, one thing I have to mention is that these only go onto the side skirts. They're pegged in there. This does not have a peg, which is great for looks. Now, these are hollow on the inside, but it's very hard to tell, like almost impossible, partly thanks to the fact that they're black. Then moving on with the other accessories it comes with, of course, it has a shield. You get the usual shield brace, simply hook it up to the arm and then slide the shield in there. One really cool feature about the Hazel 2 is it comes with a free complimentary shield booster. It's not really supposed to be used by this thing per se, but you can, of course, always equip it. And the real use for this shield booster is going to be customization. The real use for that shield booster is, of course, using it with the other Hazel kits, because you can never have too many shield boosters for your Hazels. Then the final usable accessory it comes with is an extra mohawk to make it look more like the other Hazels. And then all that's left is a bunch of spare parts because remold. And none of these are usable. They're all little thrusters, all kinds of little pieces that just don't go together. So they're all pretty much useless, unless you like happen to break one of these while you're building the other Hazels or something like that. But you know, other than that, as always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Yes. For 1,500 yen, you are getting quite the deal. You're getting 2 different heads to choose from, 2 weapons, a really nice backpack, an additional shield booster. It's just got a lot of stuff going on. On top of that, it works great with the other Hazel kits. I mean, it's got a ton of stuff to share around with. You can give the second beam rifle to, for example, the advanced Hazel, because, hey, it's got the sub-arm unit. Those arms want some weapons. It's got a shield booster it can give away to the advanced Hazel, to the Hazel Custom. It's got a lot of stuff to share. And everyone likes someone who shares. So yeah, the only negative I can say about this thing really is that the price is slightly hiked up because we get a lot of extra junk that is useless. Unless you break it on the original Hazel that you were building, and then, well, I guess this can come in handy. But really, the Hazel 2 is a great model kit, and I would say that out of the 3 regular Hazels, this one might just be my favorite. It's nothing too special, but it's a really solid basic design with a really cool booster added to it. And these kind of things, they really appeal to me. Then for size comparisons, first of all, here it is next to the next generation prototype mobile suit and the advanced Hazel. Next up is the Gundam Mark II and my own custom Gym Coel 2. And then finally, here it is next to the standard size Gym Custom and the always bulky Zaku 3. And that's all for this review, and see you guys next time for more Hazel madness.